Hello everyone, welcome to And Sleep, a Whole You series. My name is Gina Kim. For this multi-part series, we will discuss 6 parts of life that can impact our sleep health. I have the pleasure of hosting world-renowned sleep specialist and clinical psychologist known as the Sleep Doctor, Dr. Michael Breus. Today, we're talking about healthy diet and sleep. Welcome, Dr. Breus.
Thanks for having me.
So we know that during the pandemic, a lot of us have been kind of eating not the best foods.
Unfortunately.
And it's really difficult, right, when you're home in your stretchy pants all day long to try to keep in mind the healthy aspects of a person's diet. How does sleep have a role in triggering us with the healthy versus the not so healthy diets?
So it's interesting. The more sleep deprived we become, the more we crave high carbohydrate, high fat foods. So it's not too surprising that a lot of people have unfortunately gotten the quarantine 15 and gained a bunch of weight. Also, we find that snacking has increased dramatically during the pandemic. Why? Well, because you're at your house and there's a fridge right over there and a pantry right over there.
That's right.
You can just kind of go in and out and pretty much do what you want. Also, I would argue that, people are definitely having a difficult time with portion control. Right? Because we're not going out to a restaurant usually and having a set portion, right? So all of these different things are combining together to make it easy for people to gain weight. Unfortunately, there's also a population of people that this turns into an even more serious situation, and that's folks with either diagnosed or undiagnosed sleep apnea. We know that weight gain can absolutely contribute to this disorder and disease.
And it's all good and fair to say you should try to stick to a more healthy diet. But the pandemic rages on. We have a very stressful situation in our lives. So what gives?
So, you know what I tell people all the time is, look, you don't want to go to bed hungry, but you don't want to go to bed on a full stomach either. So if you want to be smart and you want to eat healthy before bed, a couple of things that you need to think about. So the first one is, if you're going to drink something, please make it decaffeinated, okay? Right? Like, you don't need caffeinated tea, you don't need caffeinated coffee. Have an herbal tea or something like that in the evenings. If you are a little bit hungry before bed, have a snack. But do me a favor, have a 250 calorie snack that's about, let's say, 75% carbohydrates, maybe 25% protein. So we're talking about maybe like a piece of whole grain toast with some nut butter on it, right? Or maybe some Greek yogurt with berries, or maybe even some cheese, something like that. But keep your snacks small, keep your beverages decaffeinated, right? And then there's alcohol, right? So we know alcohol absolutely makes people feel sleepy. Unfortunately, drinking alcohol too close to bedtime can have a big effect on our physical restoration. So I'm always telling people, look, if you're going to have an adult beverage, that's fine, but do yourself a favor, wait 3 hours before you go to bed, because that way it won't have as big an effect on your sleep. So, when we're thinking about being healthy and we're thinking about diet and we're thinking, does sleep affect our diet? Well, if we're sleep deprived, we crave bad foods. And if we're well slept, we don't. Right? And so again, thinking about this idea of sleep apnea and the people that have got sleep apnea, we always want to make sure that people are focusing in on all the areas that can help them with their treatment. When we talk about people with sleep apnea in particular, and we want them to have a healthy diet, the other thing we want them to do is to get good treatment. There are a lot of treatments out there for sleep apnea. Many people are familiar with the CPAP machine and the mask that they wear. There's a different form of treatment that's equally as effective that's called an oral appliance. This is an oral appliance therapy. It's like a mouth guard that you put into your mouth, and it actually replaces CPAP. Equally as effective depending upon your case and things like that, but it's definitely something that people should be looking into and asking their dentists about.
So it goes hand in hand, right? Sleep apnea treatment, a little bit separate from healthy diet, but they both play well together in order for you to get a good night's sleep.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Dr. Breus.
Thank you.
Well, that completes this episode of And Sleep, a Whole You series with Dr. Michael Breus. We encourage you to explore the rest of the episodes and visit www.wholeyou.com to learn more about the latest in sleep apnea treatment.
The sleep professionals in this video series teamed up with Whole You to spread healthy sleep education across America and were paid for their appearances.